You need to stop. You need to stop letting these impulsive decisions get the best of you. You need to stop not being bored and deciding to do things that give you temporary pleasure, but in the long run just makes you feel way worse. And the consequences are much higher depending on how far you go. You were doing real good. You were doing good for a while, but then you fell, and you fell hard. And now you're reaping the consequences of your actions. And you don't like how it feels because it doesn't feel good. And you keep remembering how it feels, yet you fall and do it again after doing so good. You need to do better. You need to stop allowing these impulsive thoughts that are not even your own, just birds passing by. You need to do better. Everything, all the good that you did throughout that day, it all went down the drain. Like, yeah, the progress is still there, and I'm still proud of you for that. But mentally, it all went down the drain just because of one stupid, impulsive decision that caused not only embarrassment for you, but embarrassment for those around you that it affected. You got to do better. You got to make better choices. You need to have better control of your impulses. You need to have better control of what you do with your thoughts because you are not your thoughts. You're not your thoughts. You are your actions. And your actions is what tells you the type of character you are based on the thoughts that you decide to act on. So you got to do better. You got to do better. Take all this pain and all this embarrassment and all this guilt, take all those feelings, compact it, and copy and paste it into your brain. So you remember to not do it again. If your brain feels full, delete whatever you got in that little hard drive of yours, in that little file cabinet. If y'all know the SpongeBob reference, delete it and copy and paste what you're currently feeling into your brain. So every time that you think about doing that shit ever again, you pull that file out of your brain and be like, I remember how that action made me feel. I remember how I felt after doing that. You got to do better. You're over here giving advice to people and talking to people as if you're a legit person, but then you fall this hard. Now, obviously, don't let this be the end all be all. You can't. You have no choice but to get up and keep moving and keep using that momentum. You've been doing good. And it's not okay, but you'll get over it and you'll do better. But it needs to stop. It needs to stop. This has been a problem for you for way too long. And even though you'll do good for a cool minute and not even worry about that stuff, when it comes creeping back to you, you just open back up that door. And when you open that door, once you open that door, you can't control how far it opens. And then it's a lot harder to close it shut again. You need to do better. So this video, I was talking to myself. If you resonate with this advice, which I hope you don't, but if you do, then we both got to do better. So, confession, last night, right after the video, I was bored. I was like thinking I ain't got nothing to lose. And I went on a site that I shouldn't have. And, I got bored because like I knew I was gonna look at some because like I was like, it's been a minute. I ain't got no girl anymore. Let me go look at some explicit content, if you know what I'm saying. And I told myself, I was like, I'm not gonna touch myself or release anything though, right? And so basically I got bored from that and I decided to start hitting strangers on the internet. And basically I came across a stranger. I sent some things I shouldn't have sent and they took that and used it as blackmail. They used it as blackmail to get money out of me, and they sent it to my stepmom and my mom. So I have my dad over here all up in my ear like, yo, why am I getting this from this person? Blah, 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 blah. It was a whole thing. I regret it. I learned my lesson, and I'm never doing it again. It was a stupid mistake of me. I thought I had nothing left to lose, and that's the thing. God, he got a sense of humor. He has a sense of humor. Oh, you have nothing left to lose, Chase? Let me show you. Let's see how true that statement is because I actually had a lot to lose and I found that out. So please use me as an example of not falling for your impulses or your impulsive thoughts because I had a good day that day. That day, I crushed that day. I went to the gym. I did 2 days of the CCNA cert. I made a video. I hit my calorie goals for the day. I did fantastic that day. And this mistake, I'm not even going to call it a mistake. This horrible decision that I made does not trump everything else that I've done, as I still have that progress that I made. But it does trump everything I've done mentally. Right? And it just feels like I let you guys down. It feels like I let you guys down. I let myself down and I let my parents down, and I feel super embarrassed about it. And honestly, I was thinking of taking down all my videos and staying low, but I realized that that's giving my fuck up more power and I'm not going to do that. So I'm instead going to acknowledge what I did and continue to be authentic in these videos and show you guys that I am not perfect. I am not perfect. I am still a work in progress. I will always be a work in progress. I will never ever be to the end line. I may be to the end line of the character I want to become, but even then, I still have to actively work on myself. Okay? Nobody's perfect. And I just want to put this video out there to show that I'm not perfect and I'm not the type of person that's going to act like everything's okay and talk about things when deep down I know everything's not okay. Deep down I know I made a mistake that went against my character, went against my morals, and I'm just not that type of person. I'm gonna own up to it. If my friends are seeing this, I messed up. I messed up. Whoever's seeing this, I messed up. I let myself down. That whole day was so good, and that one impulsive decision costed me money, costed me some of my pride and ego. It gave me some embarrassment, and it gave me something to remember for the rest of my life. But at the end of the day, I'm not even going to say when life gives you these things because I caused this. I chose to do that, and it fucked me up. So when you choose to do something, first off, if you're making a choice to do something and everything inside you is telling you to just, bro, just go do something else. Just go do something else. Just get off, get off. You're bored, get off, unplug, go do something else. I was doing so good. It's been a minute since I looked at anything like that. And for some reason, I decided to look at it. And it wouldn't even been that bad if I decided to commit all the way and look at it and then, release and move on. At least I would feel the guilt of releasing and all that stuff and then go over the whole cycle of I'll never do it again, blah, 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 blah. But since I decided to half with it, and by all means, like I still think you should put it down in general. But if you're going to pick it up, at least pick it up and make it quick. Don't do what I did and pick it up and, not make it quick. You know what I'm saying? Because I ended up getting bored from just looking at stuff. So it eventually made me hit strangers on the internet, which caused me to get doxxed and, get my stuff leaked to people that I didn't want it to see and all that other stuff. So it's like, just think before you do things, okay? Think before you do things. And if you failed on controlling your impulses, just take that pain and that suffering and remember it for next time you're feeling that way. So I want to apologize to you, and I want to apologize to you. I'm sorry to all of you. I feel like me doing this has let you guys down. Obviously it's not the end of the world. We're still up here strong, posting and all that other stuff. But it was something really stupid, very embarrassing. And, now I got to face the consequences of that, which is the embarrassment and then also whatever embarrassment I get on here. Any type of embarrassment I get on here, I deserve it. If this happens to be the video that blows up, well, then look at God's blessings. It's still a blessing at the end of the day, but it's a very inconvenient one. But just because it's inconvenient doesn't mean it's not a blessing. So I'll still be very grateful for that. But hopefully this kind of just buries down into my video catalog. And, one day y'all gonna see it if I blew up and you decide to binge starting from the beginning episode. But I do want to consider these first couple of episodes kind of being just, I'm not excusing anything, but just kind of just being a wreck. I posted on here while I was teary-eyed. I didn't think that was the best idea to do, but I told myself that I feel like the internet deserves to see the more human side of life because the internet is full of a bunch of fake shit, And that's why I make these videos that have minimal edits and minimal cuts. And sometimes I don't even include any music to kind of just reset the tone, just reset the attention spans and all that. But let's get back on topic. Number one, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I failed myself. I failed you guys, but I'm not going to slip up again and I'm going to do better. When you're going through stuff like this, you got to make sure that you don't beat yourself up over it. Like during the night when it happened, I crumbled. Like I was super nervous. I was scared they're going to send it to more people and all that other stuff. But, after I ignored them, they kind of just went away. So that's good. But, if they do end up deciding to send it to the whole world, then it is what it is. It's what I get for making such a stupid decision. But at the end of the day, we all make mistakes. We all make stupid decisions that we didn't think about or think clearly of. And so I just want to tell you, whenever you feel like you're about to make a stupid decision, try to just think of the consequences first. Think of the consequences that you're about to face. And also, if you're telling yourself you have nothing to lose, I promise you, I promise you, You have a lot to lose. You just don't know it yet. And trust me, you do not want to find out. Okay. So please take care of yourselves, guys. Make smart decisions. Use me as an example of what not to do. And forgive me. But, I feel better getting it off my chest. Um, am I going to regret posting this video? Nah, I'm not. If I get clowned for it, it is what it is. If, my friends see it, it is what it is. If my ex sees it, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm owning my mistake, or I'm owning my bad decision, because it wasn't a mistake. I feel like mistakes are things that you do by accident. This was intentional. And, it accidentally turned into something I didn't expect it to turn into. But it was intentional, so I'm not going to call this a mistake. I'm going to call this a dumb decision. This was a dumb decision on my part. And in order for me to make it right, I feel like I owe you guys the transparency. So remember, I'm not perfect. I'm nowhere close to perfect. I am still very far in being a work in progress. And that is okay. As long as I continue working and being a work in progress and progressing, then it's okay. Now, if I am on here talking all this talk and then I go and do the same thing again and again and again, then that's not okay. All right. So if you ever make a decision that you regret immensely, please don't beat yourself up over it. I know it's hard. I know it feels like the walls are closing in on you. I know you just want to disappear into a hole. Because I did too. But at the end of the day, you can't. At the end of the day, you still got to get up. You still got to do your stuff. And look at me. I'm okay. And you're going to be okay too. So don't beat yourself up over it. And just make sure that you remember this for next time. Well, not next time, because there shouldn't be a next time. But remember this for the next time that you start having these stupid ideas run through that you kind of want to commit on, but you're like kind of like, eh. The only reason why you kind of want to commit on them is because you're bored. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Put the phone down. Go get out of your room. Leave the front door and just walk around wherever you're at. If you live in a house, get out the front door, walk around your house, or go downstairs and walk around downstairs. If you're in an apartment, walk out the front door and walk around in the lobby or whatever floor you're on. If you're in a townhouse, same thing. Just get out of your room. Get out of your room. Get away from electronics. Don't bring the electronics with you. Don't bring them with you. Just leave them in your room and go walk around. And I promise you, by the time you get back, you're not even going to have those dumbass ideas. All right. So use me as an example. Do not follow my lead. And if you want to make fun of me in the comments, go ahead. I deserve it. But anyways, that's it for this video. This is day 9. Yeah, this is day 9 of 365. I'm glad I didn't take these videos down and decide to stand on all 10 and just tell you guys what's up. But, as you can see, it's not really affecting me that harshly. As time flows, it's going to heal all wounds. But now you guys know. So if you ever want to, come up to me one day and be like, hey, remember that time you did? Go ahead. Whatever makes you feel better, I'm all for it. But I appreciate you guys for watching. I love y'all. And if you're comfortable with it, leave in the comments a bonehead decision that you made before. so we can all laugh together. But yeah, so appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Don't be too hard on yourself.